Hey everyone, yesterday was the official start of the Sephora Spring Fling sale, and if you've missed any of the details, I will have all the information, dates, percentages listed down below. But to prepare for this video, which is going to be a Sephora recommendation, and I'll also show you what I got. It's just two things, so it wasn't enough to make a full haul video. But all I did was, as I've been getting ready for the past week, I set aside things that I'm using consistently that you can get at Sephora. So these are going to be like my most up-to-date, hello. Okay, I can't remember what I was saying. Momo just got her spring shave, and I feel like whenever that happens, she's like a new cat or like a kitten because she feels maybe lightweight, like not having all that extra fur, so she's jumping all kinds of places. Anyway, I think what I was saying is that I'm just going to share my most up-to-date Sephora recommendations. That way, if you are shopping for anything in any of these categories, you have a recommendation for me. So I'm going to go ahead and start with hair care. These I just pulled out of my shower a couple minutes ago. They're from the brand Alterna. They're the Caviar Anti-Aging Replenishing Moisture Shampoo and Conditioner. I have limp, fine hair, but it's also dry, so I want to use something that's going to give me moisture, but then I don't want it to weigh my hair down. And I don't find that with these. I think it gives me enough moisture, but I can still, my hair is still manageable, and I can style it to get some volume in it. And then from the same line, I also love their Miracle Multiplying Volume Mist. This I use on damp hair right before I go to blow dry. I don't feel like it makes my hair sticky or take longer to dry, but it does give me the volume. So again, these are things I have purchased many times over the years, and pretty much anytime Sephora or Ulta has a sale, I try to stock up. Moving into skincare, I talk about Drunk Elephant a lot, especially over the last 6 months. I feel like I've tried a lot more from the brand. So there's lots of things I like, but I decided to only recommend things I've repurchased, like the Protini that I talked about in my last favorites video. I really like it, but I'm probably only halfway done with that jar. So things I've repurchased. My most repurchased item from the brand is their C-Firma Day Serum. There are lots of vitamin C serums that I like. I've tried quite a few good ones, but this is the one that I just noticed the biggest difference in my skin. My skin is a brighter, more even tone when I'm using this consistently. I use it every single morning right after I get out of the shower. I just go straight in with this. I've even been skipping washing my face in the morning. Something new I'm trying. I'll let you know how it goes, but this is absolutely fantastic, and I think I've repurchased it 3-4 times. I've also gone through lots of minis. And speaking of minis, this is a mini of their TLC Sukari Baby Facial, but I have gone through a full-size one. So this is a 25% AHA mask that you leave on for 25 minutes, and it can sting a little bit sometimes when I use it for the first few seconds, but it's another thing. With mask especially, if I'm going to take the time to do it, I want something where I see immediate result, and I love using this because always the next morning I feel like my skin looks better, my makeup goes on more smoothly. So if you haven't tried either of these things and you're in the market for a product like this, they're awesome. And this leads me into the two things I bought for myself during the sale. This is their newest kit, very bright packaging, and it's called Acid Trip. So in here you get, they're minis, but they're not like the travel size. I think they're a good enough size that you could buy this, try it, and then really know for sure if you were gonna like this enough to purchase the full size. So you get their Glycolic Night Serum, which I've been using and liking. I think it must be this size of the TLC Sukari Baby Facial, a C-Firma Day Serum, and then their Virgin Marula Luxury Face Oil. I like to use the marula oil on days where I just feel like I need a little bit of extra moisture, but I always use it right after I use the mask. So I put this on, leave it on for 20 minutes, wash it off, and immediately apply the marula oil, and that's all I'll do, and then I'll just go to bed and wake up with nice skin in the morning. And the second thing I bought during the sale is the C-Tango Multivitamin Eye Cream. This was a leap of faith because it's brand new. So there's not a ton of reviews out yet, and it's very expensive, but I'm hoping that since I like the C-Firma Day Serum so much, I'll like this just the same, and this will do similar things and give me good results underneath my eyes, which is by far my biggest problem area. I used it last night. It felt great. There was no overnight miracles, but I was trying to go into it with realistic expectations because a lot of my issues are hereditary. So if this can just provide moisture, maybe help with some fine lines, it'll be great. So I will report back, but I hope this helps because I do get a lot of messages about where to start with Drunk Elephant, and honestly, it kind of just depends on what you need, either what your skincare concerns are or where you need, like there's a new product you want to try. But so far so good with the entire line. I've been really happy. I like how kind of compact the line is. There's not like tons of products. So if you have any questions about Drunk Elephant, leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. I have repurchased the Shiseido facial cottons more often than I can even count. I have been buying it for years, and pretty much every sale, at least one time of year, I'll buy a few bags of it and just keep the extras in my linen closet and then just refresh as I need to in that little container. Something else I have repurchased many times, maybe 4 or 5 plus times, is the RMS translucent. I do prefer the translucent setting powder to the colored ones. This is so good. If you have creasy under eyes like me, where you just like pretty much any concealer, even ones people claim don't crease at all, will still crease on me, and that powder helps a lot. If you're looking for brushes during the sale, my favorite that you can find at Sephora are from the Sephora Collection Pro line, and they're the featherweight in particular, where you can tell the featherweight because of the color of the bristles when you're looking at the big wall. So the powder brush is beautiful and soft and wonderful, but there's lots of great powder brushes out there. I think if you're looking for something a little bit more special, this is my recommendation. It is the complexion brush. This is a fantastic multi-use face brush. You can use it for contouring, to apply bronzer or blush. You could even use it as a highlighter or to set underneath your eyes. I love this, and this has been, since I purchased this, I have just, every time it's clean, I go to use it, and both times I've traveled so far, I've brought this. The other one I really like is the crease brush. So if you have a lot of space in your crease, like a large area to cover like I do, this one is good because it's a bigger brush. So I think it applies the color quickly and then blends it out effortlessly. I have a couple cheek products, the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze in Fair to Light. I have talked about this to death and used it in many Get Ready With Me videos, but it's such a good color for my skin. So this and the Physicians Formula ones, by far my two favorite bronzers. And then for a highlighter, I have the Antonym Highlighting Blush in Cheek Crush. Something about this, I don't know what it is. I guess it's just the very natural glow that it gives, but every time I use this, I feel like I get compliments on my skin, and I think it's just this. It is the most beautiful texture. I love putting my brush into it. I don't know, just something about it feels really nice, and it gives such a beautiful glow. It is on the peachy side, so I use it a little bit more like a blush topper, but it's gorgeous. So if you're Sephora, one of the Sephoras, at least one in my area, has like a little natural section, and they carry some Antonym products there if you want to see any of it in person. My last cheek product recommendation is the NARS Liquid Blush in Orgasm. Now I tend to prefer peachier blushes. There's something about this pink in particular. It's not too much, but it gives the most fresh face look. Like something about it is just healthy and pretty, and I love applying it. You need the tiniest amount. My mom has one of these too, and we both agree. They're so incredibly pigmented. I have had this since it first came out, and I don't even see a dent in it yet, even though I use it quite often. They're also pretty indestructible if you have a face where product just tends to wear off throughout the day. This might be something to look at, because even on days when I'm out and about outside all day, like everything else can be patchier or be worn off and my blush still looks good. So I really do love this, especially this color. For eyeshadow, it still has to be the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I love this. This is actually the first product I think I bought on Stephanie Nicole's recommendation. She did a very thorough review of it back in the day, and I immediately went out and bought it. So still use it quite often. I have hit pan on 3 of the different shadows. It's beautiful. I always end up liking my eye looks when I use this palette. Randomly, Stephanie Nicole is also a big reason for the Drunk Elephant love. I have learned so much from watching her videos, so I'm sure you watch her, but if not, I will have her channel linked down below. But Anastasia also recently came out with the Soft Glam palette. I've only used this once, but my first impression, I was a lot of bit worried about the color Sultry. It looks so chunky and like it's going to be a disaster in the pan, but when I applied it, it applied so smoothly for such a gritty looking shadow. So I'm really hoping that I love Soft Glam as much as Modern Renaissance, but the color scheme, just something about it called to me. Like the first time I saw a picture of it online and then definitely seeing it in store. My other eyeshadow recommendations are the Marc Jacobs palettes. These are what I have on today, a little bit of Glambition and a little bit of Editorial. And I talked about these in a recent video and did some swatches. So if you're interested, I'll put that video in a card up above. One last eyeshadow thing, and then I'll move on to the best part, lips. But if you were looking for the most beautiful all over lid color that's very reflective and shimmery, the Stila Shimmer and Glows Kitten is the perfect champagne. And if you want something that's a little bit more unusual, maybe you don't have something like this already, Cloud is a lavender taupe. That sounds weird, but it is beautiful on. And I do have, I think it was my birthday Get Ready With Me if you want to see what this looks like on. Okay, you guys know I love Bite, but I'm actually going to start with something that I don't love or love as much anymore. I used to talk about their lip liners. They are a good product, but I don't reach for them as much, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because I cannot get the lids to stay on. So they have ruined the interior of so many bags and makeup bags. So they just stay on my vanity. Instead, I'm gonna recommend the RMS lip liners. I have nighttime nude and daytime nude, and I definitely reach for nighttime nude more often. I'm actually wearing that today with one of their lipsticks in the color Brain Teaser. So I have Brain Teaser, and then I also have one of their newer shades in Temptation. These are beautiful. They're a thick, kind of very pigmented lip color, so I like to apply a small amount and blend it in, kind of like what I like to do with the liquefied lips from Bite Beauty. These are a very thick gloss almost, but if you blend it in with your finger, I think they wear really well and just add a nice amount of shine. So those are my Sephora recommendations, and if you have something you would recommend to me, I would love to read it, or if there's something on your wish list that you're thinking about, put it in a comment down below because I think that's super fun to read. But thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you again very soon.